Hi everyone. Today we are going to start the course for science, arts, commerce and all different faculties of undergraduate courses. And the first chapter of this course is Introduction to Environmental Studies. In this chapter, we are primarily focusing on two different aspects. First, that is multidisciplinary nature of environmental studies with its scope and importance. And the second aspect of the same, that is concept of sustainability and sustainable development. So with respect to these contents, we are going to study this chapter. Let us start with multidisciplinary nature of environmental studies. Actually, environmental studies are associated with all our day-to-day problems. If you see around us, there are different organisms, there are different biotic and abiotic factors. Abiotic factors includes light, temperature and some physical things. Biotic factor includes producers, consumers, decomposers. There is interaction between these different organisms like biological, chemical and physical factors, and their total interaction is actually called as ecology or environment. And being a part of this system, we have to take care of all these available resources. If you see here, these components includes biology, geology, chemistry, physics, engineering, sociology, health, anthropology, economics, statistics, computers and philosophy. If you look over these different subjects of technology or sciences or arts, all these subjects one way or the other way are dealing or related with environment, related with health, related with economy, related with ecology, related with mathematics, related with anthropology. So all these living systems are one way or the other way interconnected with environmental studies, and that's why it is generally said that environmental studies is a subject which is multidisciplinary in nature. In this slide, you can see how this environmental studies subject is multidisciplinary. If you look here, it is related with different subjects of life sciences. Similarly, it is related with different subjects of physical sciences. On the other side, it is also related with some subjects associated with technology like civil engineering, hydraulics, nanotechnology, information technology, etc. Similarly, it is also related with modeling subjects like computer science, mathematics and technology, etc. and management aspects also, which includes subjects like economics, political science, history, sociology, law, education, management, mass communication, philosophy and ethics. So this way the subject environmental studies associated with different interdisciplinary subjects of different faculties. In this slide, you will see again the multidisciplinary nature of environmental studies with different subjects like ecology, biology, chemistry, atmospheric science, oceanography, geology, archaeology, anthropology, sociology, history, politics, engineering, economics, ethics, etc. Now, the next part of the chapter, that is scope of environmental studies. Now, you can see different points are given here, but with respect to some highlighting points, we can see that Environmental studies create awareness among people to know about various renewable and non-renewable resources of the region and how we can use them. Because if you see here, the endowment of potential patterns of utilization and balance of various resources available for future use in state, in country or throughout the world, they are limited. We have to use them wisely. For all our needs, they are available in plenty, but for the greed of one, they are not sufficient. These studies provide knowledge about ecological systems, their causes and effects, or you can say cause and relationship. These things can be studied with environmental studies. It provides necessary information about biodiversity richness and its potential dangers to the species of plants, animals, microorganisms in environment. Nowadays, due to sudden changes in environmental conditions, these biodiversity facing threats, and how we can minimize these or how we can have a check over all these activities, that can be understood with the studies of environmental science. The study enables one to understand the causes and consequences due to natural and man induced disasters like flood, earthquake, landslide, cyclones, etc. So, artificial as well as natural disasters are coming continuously. Some flood examples you might have seen in Sangli and Kolhapur district in 2019. So such calamities are continuously coming, and that actually affecting environment, biodiversity and mankind also. In this slide you can see how different scopes are there. Environmental education, it is with youth development and youth empowerment, because these studies make youth to think about environment, to think about biodiversity, to think about nature. It also make us aware about health and wellness, because in this pandemic situation everyone is coming out of the house with wearing mask and with sanitizer. So with respect to health and wellness, nowadays it is perfectly feed in our mind that we have to be very careful. So such type of environmental related education can be offered to the young generation, so that they can follow all these instructions and they can percolate their thoughts in the next generation also. It is also associated with education. It is also associated with conservation of plants, animals, some rare and endangered species, some critically endangered species. For example, Save Tiger movement is going on, that you might be aware about. Such different movements are also being run by government, and we have to be a part of the same. It enables one to evaluate alternative responses to environmental issues before deciding an alternative course of action. These studies enables environmentally literate citizens by knowing the environmental acts like Environmental Protection Act, Forest Conservation Act, Patent Act, Agenda 21, different acts related with control of pollutions, rights of all human beings, different rules, regulations, legislations, etc. With respect to environmental issues. These studies also exposes the problems of overpopulation, health, hygiene, etc., and the role of art, science and technology together in eliminating and minimizing the evils from the society. These are also definitely helpful to develop appropriate and indigenous eco-friendly skills and technologies to various environmental issues. It teaches the citizens the need for sustainable utilization. Sustainable utilization means wise utilization, proper utilization, utilization of resources without altering them. These things we are going to study in next part of the same chapter. It also gives us a great theoretical knowledge into practice and the multiple uses of environment. Then here let's learn about importance of environmental studies. Actually, instead of going through all these points, I would like to speak with respect to diagrams and figures which are put up in this presentation. So instead of wasting time in reading all these things, one picture can speak a lot with respect to this. So I'll move to the next slide. I'll move to the next slide. Here you can see importance of environmental studies. So environmental studies are put up in the center, and if you see here environmental resource management, that aspect has taken. Now environmental resource management, which factors are there? There are biotic factors and there are abiotic factors. Now if management of these factors fail, then the entire ecosystem is getting completely disturbed. So this understanding we can get by studying environmental studies. Similarly, climate change analysis, global warming, this is a big concern all over the world. So analysis of different causes and relationship with respect to climate change is necessary, and this is important with respect to this subject. Environmental health, here pandemic situation is, and you can see that pollution is also there. These are important concerns. Sustainability is what? Sustainability is proper utilization, proper use of available resources. Water resources, these are limited, so we have to use them properly. And different environmental laws like Environmental Protection Act, Forest Conservation Act, these acts are important. These acts to be studied, these acts to be used, and our own contribution has to be there, being a part of this country, and we have to ask our politicians to enforce these laws, to implement these laws. Then only we can protect our environment, and our contribution is the most important thing as far as the environmental protection is concerned. These things we already have seen, but again, as an importance of environmental studies, we can look forward these different subjects which are interdisciplinary. So biological sciences, which includes botany, zoology, these are actually interconnected, interdisciplinary with respect to environment, because it comes with respect to plants and animals. Then geology, that is a soil, and under the soil different activities are going on, and that is also a part of environment. Chemistry, which includes different gases, pollutants, and we can understand the nature of these different gases with the study of chemistry, so it is interdisciplinary. Physics is related with different radiations which are coming in environment due to human activities like ultraviolet radiations, and their nature and their impact on human population can be studied. And similarly, other subjects related with engineering, sociology, health issues, anthropology, economics, statistics and philosophy. Actually, these two words are very important, economics and statistics, because this economy is dependent on all availability of different resources. If ecology is disturbed, economy will automatically disturb. Ideal example you can take, that is due to pandemic conditions, due to changes in environment, all people were sitting at home and lockdown was there, and due to lockdown all companies, factories, institutions, everything was completely closed, and it has definitely negative impact over economy. Similarly, this point statistics is important, that statistical data can be obtained and statistical analysis can be done with respect to economics, that how much GDP is lowered or it is up, down, or it is stable. And the last point, that is philosophy, which makes us, which motivates us to think philosophically, to think ethically before creating pollution, before creating forest fire, before hunting animal, before doing any such activity which is dangerous for environment. So these are some of the importances of environmental studies. Now next part of this chapter, that is concept of sustainability and sustainable development. Actually, this sustainable development in Marathi, it is called as Shashwat Vikas. Shashwat means permanent. So permanent development. So what happened? The available resources are limited and their exploitation nowadays is over. So to control that and to have harmony, United Nations had called one conference, constituted one commission, and that commission is named as Brundtland Commission. So they came together and they made a policy with respect to sustainable development. Let's see their background. In 1987, the World Commission on Environment and Development sought to address the problem of conflicts between environment and development goals. So such, due to urbanization, there is negative impact over environment, and to control that, one commission constituted. And for what purpose it was constituted? For formulating a definition of sustainable development, their policy, their contents and different aspects. So this Brundtland Commission defined the term sustainable development as follows. This definition is very important and everyone must remember this. So sustainable development is development which meets the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So this is very simple concept, that if one is a parent, this parent has first generation, that is called as a generation 1. So this parent should make everything, should keep everything clean for first generation, okay, but without compromising the ability of generation 2 also. So one should not think for only one generation but for two different generations. This is the general meaning of this definition. Here you can see in pictorial format that how sustainable development is interdisciplinary and how it is important. And this is like a pictorial definition of sustainable development. It is related with environment on one side, it is related with economics on second side, and it is related with social issues on third side. And if you see these three circles, this is one, this is second, and this is third. In between, when these three, that is 1, 2 and 3 aspects are completely fulfilled, then we can say that sustainable development is achieved. Now, when these two aspects, environmental and economic aspects, come together, then in that case environmental economic purpose is attained. Then if economics and social purpose is there, then socio-economic purpose is attained. And when social and environmental aspects are covered, then social and environmental aspects are attained. So these are different aspects covered in sustainable development. We also going to see these aspects in details. Here let's see, in the extensive discussion and use of the concept since then, there has been a growing recognition of three essential aspects of sustainable development, which includes economic aspect, environmental aspect and social aspect. You just seen in previous slide. Here again you can see one is social, another is economic and third is environmental, and these three together, that is sustainable. If you see here in this figure, this is economic pillar, this is environmental pillar and this is social pillar, and on that the concept of sustainable development is dependent. Similarly, in environment there is a society, and society is dependent on economy. So this way the concept of sustainable development can be understood. Economic aspects, like economy is very important as far as human life is concerned, because if there is no economy, if there is no money, then basic and primary needs cannot be obtained. And sustainable development focus on economic issues also. Secondly, you can see environmental aspects which are related with over exploitation of resources. Then it is also related with pollution. It is also related with ethical use of different environmental resources. Then it also gives an idea about renewable and non-renewable resources. Some resources are limited and we have to use them properly. If they get over exploited and exhausted in the days to come, then we will be in serious problem. So we have to find out some alternative sources instead of using them, and alternative sources which are non-traditional and very convenient for use. For example, earlier all cars were running on petrol. Then a little bit economic mode came, that is they started producing vehicles on diesel. Then third option came, that hybrid cars came with petrol and CNG. And nowadays electric cars are there. They are little bit expensive, but with respect to environment, they do not create any they do not release any pollutant in air, and they are really eco-friendly. Eco with respect to economy, and another aspect, that is eco means ecology. So economically and ecologically friendly vehicles are coming, and these are actually results of sustainable development only. And social issues are also there. Now these social issues are mainly concerned with economic and environmental, and social issues are also related with health concerns. So if economy and environmental aspects are uplifted, then social aspects can be attained. So when these three different aspects are addressed, studied properly, we can say the sustainable development is successful. When we learn economic sustainability with respect to different economic aspects associated with human population, then we can say that sustainable development is successful. Similarly, the conservation of ecosystem is also important, like grassland ecosystem, cropland ecosystem, aquatic ecosystems, and mostly with related to their proper utilization and control of pollution, control of environmental pollution, soil pollution, air pollution, noise pollution. And when we born on this earth, we got all clean resources for us. Now imagine if our previous generations would have disturbed them, then we could not get the clean air, clean water and clean environment. Now similarly we have to think for future generations that if we altered them, if we polluted them, then what the coming generations will get. So we have to think philosophically, we have to think ethically over control. So when we study this conservation of ecosystem approach or aspect, then also we can say that sustainable development is successful with respect to the conservation of this ecosystem. And the last aspect, that is social equity, the fulfillment of basic health and educational needs and participatory democracy are crucial elements of this sustainable development, and these all different aspects are interrelated with environmental sustainability. Thank you.